America is football. Football is America.
Football is America. If you don't like it, you can kiss your candy ass.
For the moment in time, I don't give a damn.
Oh my God! No!
You loved it.
It's 30 to 27.
No!
Chiefs win. Chiefs
No!
win 30 to 20.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Only Football Podcast. We just saw the Rams take the opening drive, move down the field, converting on multiple first downs, and then eventually multiple fourth downs. Then eventually they got stopped on fourth down. The Seattle Seahawks take over, and they score on what I believe was like a 3-play drive. These uniforms Seattle's wearing tonight, definitely the story of the game for me. I'm just kidding, but seriously, they look like the Oregon Ducks. I've never seen these uniforms. I didn't know they existed. They're insane. You have to see them. If you're not watching the game, find it and look at these uniforms. We got the one, the only Ginger. Oh, what's up, Ginger? How you doing, buddy? 1 second, all right? I'm just still getting set up. Here we go. There we go. All right, there we go. We got the one and only Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. How are we doing, brothers? We got some Powerade in there. I got some random football facts. Let me move that over here. All right. We're getting settled in here. What's up, DB? And I'm good, brother. How are you, Bo and Mary, doing? They're doing good. They were sleeping. I just heard Bo wake up. I'm in the semifinals, so one game away from the whole thing, the whole enchilada, the Super Bowl. And the guy I'm playing has Devontae Adams, but Devontae Adams was ruled out of this game. So I guess you could say I caught a break. But I'm super pumped up about this game, man. It's got serious playoff implications. You got two teams fighting for the 1 seed, much like the Vikings and Lions of last year, is the Seahawks and Rams. I mean, both teams are 11-3. Both teams, I mean, a massive difference going and playing in LA or going and playing in Seattle. So this is a big game, man. Very big. This game's in Seattle. The weather looks fine. Matthew Stafford throwing. That Davis Allen. We're seeing a lot of double tight end formations for the Rams today. We've seen, they're lining up with 2-3 tight ends at times. Let's see. Five minutes to go in the first. Blake Corum fighting and driving those legs for a gain of 4, maybe 5. Let's see. Of course, we got some bets in today. We hit some bets yesterday. Actually hit like $100 worth of bets yesterday. And FanDuel's doing this thing right now where you spin the wheel and you get like a scratch off, and it's pretty cool. It's like a holiday thing. Matthew Stafford fakes the handoff, rolling out. Oh my gosh, throws it to Allen and he drops it. He probably would have had the first down. Ooh, I got a live profit boost available. Kyren Williams to score 2 touchdowns is at plus 1,200. And with the way that they're running the football, or they're going to have to, I think that's a good move. Jalen Brunson, I need 2 more points, and Trey Young, I need 2 more points, but it's the third quarter. Stafford taking a shot downfield, not even close. 3rd and 5, and he was taking a shot downfield. All right, so we got a couple. Sam Darnold, 150 passing yards. Matthew Stafford, 150 passing yards. Puka Nacua, 80 receiving yards. JSN, 70 receiving yards. Matthew Stafford and Sam Darnold to each record 30 passing yards in each quarter. Right now, Stafford has 39 and Sam Darnold has 55. Crowd roaring. Here it is. 4th and 5. A contested catch by Puka Nacua. That was not an easy catch. Oh, dude, I'm on a basketball heater right now. Knock on wood. Kenneth Walker, Kyren Williams to each record 5 rushing yards. Kyren Williams has 25 rushing yards. Kenneth Walker only has 2. There we go. Kenneth Walker only has 2 rushing yards. JSN and Puka Nacua to record 10 receiving yards in each quarter. Well, receiving-wise, JSN hasn't caught a ball yet. And Puka Nacua has 15 yards. So just waiting on. Wow, 1st and 10. Stafford on the run, and now we're gonna get maybe a handoff here from the 3-yard line. Ooh, Jalen Brunson just hit 20 points. So now it's just Trey Young who needs to score 2 more points. And it's the 3rd quarter to win $40. I've been doing like high probability ones, like $25 to win 40. It's been working out for me. Blake Corum, who's been getting a lot of the red zone carries. Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold, 25, or 15 passing yards in each quarter. That one I put 33 on to win 70 because I just figured it was more likely than 30. The 30 passing yards I put 5 on to win 32. Each team to score 1 rushing touchdown and 1 passing touchdown in each half. That one would be crazy. Here's another handoff, Blake Corum, and he's going to lose a yard. And there's only 2 minutes left, and I need JSN to get a catch. So I hope they get a stop here. Kyron Williams already with 25 receiving yards. Or 25 rushing yards. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Puka Nacua. He's going to be marked short. Nakua's hurt. Nakua's laying there. Oh, we got an injured Ram. Puka Nacua is back up. As long as neither game too big of a blowout. Exactly. Puka Nacua. Is this a head injury? Ooh. I wonder if they would put him in concussion protocol because he was slow to get up. Very interesting. Very interesting. And would they give the ball back to Blake Corum on the goal line? Or would Kyron Williams? Remember, Kyron Williams fumbled the ball on the 1 yard line on Thursday night against the 49ers. And I'm just saying, we've seen a lot of Blake Corum since Kyron Williams had that fumble. Specifically inside the 5 yard line. The guy I'm playing started Devontae Adams today. Yes! That's huge. That is so fucking huge for me. This guy didn't. I knew he wasn't going to keep track. He didn't keep track. You gotta stay on top of this shit. I'm telling you. He didn't stay on top of it, and he's got a guy starting that's going to get him 0 points. I mean, this is for $1,500. You would think, hey, I don't care. I want the dub however I can get it. I got Lamar Jackson this week, Jamison Williams, Mike Evans, Achane, McCaffrey, Kyle Pitts, Michael Wilson, starting if Marvin Harrison Jr. is ruled out. If he isn't ruled out, then it'll be Amarian Hampton who gets the go against Dallas's defense. And the thing is, Dallas's defense, specifically their rushing defense, has actually been pretty good ever since the Quinnen Williams trade with the Jets. But the thing is, Quinnen Williams is dealing with an injury, so he might not be able to go. And we might be seeing the old Dallas defense, rushing defense, if he can't go. So lots of things to keep an eye on. His injury, Marvin Harrison Jr. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to be on top of it. Right guard Kevin Dotson's out. He's getting escorted off the field. And it's Kyron Williams in the game. 4th and goal from the 1. They're going to fake the handoff and throw it, and that's caught. And there's a flag. Now, did you guys see? Oh, Stafford's hurt. It's going to be a legal man downfield on the Rams. Stafford's banged up. He's holding his elbow. Did you hear about the controversy with Puka Nacua? He he was on a stream, a very popular stream that you guys probably know. And he was saying, this is what I want you to do when you score a touchdown. And apparently the touchdown celebration is anti-Semitic. And it caused a whole controversy. And now there's governors, literal governors, saying that if he scores a touchdown and does the celebration, and the celebration was just him going like this, which, look, I made a post about this earlier. I said half the time you guys make a big deal about these things, there's like 99% of the public is actually ignorant to it, and you're actually like, you're bringing it up, which is like, sometimes it's just better to just let it blow over, because no one knew that anyway. It was kind of like when you remember when Travis Kelce scored a touchdown and he did a heart, and then everyone was like saying that he was making fun or mocking Damar Hamlin because Damar Hamlin from the booth did the heart. And it's like, I don't know, like sometimes I feel like when you live your life like the world's out to get you, it's very easy to read into everything and think everything is the worst possible thing. And then the NFL, this is the last point I'll make. You know, last year there was the players, they would get a good play, they would get up and do the nose wipe. Then the NFL says it's illegal to do that, which, of course, I had to look up why. Well, it's blood gang affiliated. But I'm like, the NFL is like teaching me gang-related stuff inadvertently by bringing attention to these things, just like this whole thing is anti-Semitic. I didn't know anything about this until, you know, governors and everybody's asking for him to be released from the Rams and banned and all this stuff. It's like, the guy that suggested it is also Jewish, so there's that layer as well. I don't know. I really don't. But if Puka Nacua scores today, just hold on to your fucking seatbelt, because things are going to get weird. So, of course, naturally, I'm hoping he scores. Lawyer used LeBron James doing the slime motion as defense for it not being gang related. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I mean, I wonder if they could appeal their fines, because now the NFL is fining them like $15,000 for doing that. All right, come on. I just need one to JSN. They're going to hand it off. I got no problem with that. Zach Charbonnet. Charbonnet, 12 rushing yards. Let's see if JSN gets involved. Here's going to be a throw. This is going to be, a drop. That's going to stop the clock at least. That was the tight end Barner. Have you seen these uniforms before? It looks like something the Oregon Ducks would wear. This color green is almost more of a Jacksonville Jaguar green than it is a Seattle Seahawks green. I mean, Seattle Seahawks green is like these shorts. The green on the field's more of a teal. All right, it's JSN time, baby. Oh, incomplete. Remember, last week, Seattle was getting booed at home. I don't know if you guys watched the Colts game. Towards the middle of the second quarter, the boo birds came out. Sam Darnold just a tick late on this throw and allowed the defender to close on JSN. All right, so it looks like I'm living for the passing yards today. I like the retro. Yeah, same here. Same here. All right, I'm going to fill my water up. Don't leave, or bad things are going to happen to you. I'll leave it. All right. Well, shit. I told you, bad things. All right, what did I miss? Puka Nakua, 74 receiving yards. What the hell? I was gone for a minute. Rewinding. I'm so glad I don't have to play this guy. I don't think. Jeez. So Puka Nakua has the big catch, followed by Kyron Williams having a gain of 3. And that took us to the commercial break. All right. He absolutely lit us up last year, kind of his splash onto the scene. Yeah, I mean, he's insane, man. But you got to wonder, like, how much of it is Stafford, because it's like, I mean, obviously he's a great receiver, but man, you just wonder sometimes, like, how does this guy like get unnoticed and go in the 5th round? You know what I mean? Like somebody that is that good is, I mean, not even in the same world as like JSN, draft grade wise, JSN, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Like there's these receivers that's like, yeah, we know these guys are good coming out of college. And then, you know, there's like these guys that are insanely good that get drafted in the 5th round. And it's like, how does that happen? What is going on? This shit won't load. Prime. Let's go. I don't have time for your bullshit. I'm streaming. Watch live broadcast. Thank you. Just in time. All right. So second quarter starting. All right. Let's go. Passing yards. Give me 30 from Stafford. Oh, he had Puka Nacua wide open in the end zone. He overthrew him. That would have been a touchdown. Once again, like, how is Puka Nacua that open? It's like, how is he that open? Jeez. Just a little stutter, step and go. And it's like the corner just got burned. Oh, it's starting to rain. Missed. The type of Washington rain that you would expect. Damn. The Rams, man. I know the Seahawks have the touchdown, but the Rams look like the better team. Oh, the drip. Here we go. Handoff. Kyron Williams. Oh, he's being carted out. The guard for the Rams, Dotson, being carted off the field. They're questionable to return. How are you questionable to return while your ass is being carted off the field? You're not coming back. Just say out. Gotta love that trip. Stafford has the picture perfect pocket presence. Oh, yeah. It's so beautiful. It's funny. I was watching the Colts game, and I realized that I don't know if there's like a bigger Phillip Rivers fan right now than me. For whatever reason, I'm just like, I'm enjoying this so much that I just want him to, man, if my team was like eliminated, I would want him to win it all. It's just such a like Disney story happening in real life. 3rd and 2. And then I'll finish that thought. Stafford fakes the handoff, rolling. Oh, dropped. And now it's 4th and 2. They're going for it again, man. The Rams are being aggressive. Look at that play sheet. That's all written in pen. That's insane. Fourth down attempt. most in a game under ties the most in a game under Sean McVay, and the second quarter just started. 4th and 2, they're just trying to hard count. They're going to kick a field goal. Anyway, so I'm watching the highlights of the Phillip Rivers game last night, and Phillip Rivers, his footwork is terrible. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. Like, I'm like, man, the things that the average NFL fan takes for granted. Like, there's like a baseline of normal that we come to expect no matter what quarterback is out there. And here's a guy that has been doing this for like 18 years of his life, right? Retires. You would think that 4 or 5 years, not a big deal. You could just throw him back out there, and it's like riding a bike. You know, it's just a 3-step drop. It's a 5-step drop. Like, what's the big deal? His footwork is easily, since I've been watching football my whole life, it is the worst footwork I have ever seen. And there's not a close second. And I find that interesting. I learned a lot about football by seeing that, because I'm like, man, I would have bet money that his footwork looked better than that. It's Phillip frickin' Rivers. He's played this game his whole life. And no, apparently, like, those are the little things we take for granted as fans. We just assume that, oh, it's not that hard, just 3-step drop. Apparently, it's really hard. Now, I still think Phillip Rivers played an incredible game. He put the Colts in position to win. He made some really good throws, and I think they should use him for the rest of the game. That doesn't mean he has good footwork. That's all I'm saying. How do you lose the footwork like that? He looked like a pup. I know, and it's not like this guy hasn't been on his feet. Like, this guy's been coaching football this whole time. I mean, and you know what it reminds me of is, like, those who can't do teach, and those who can't teach gym. I'm just kidding, but the those that can't do teach. Man, I can't believe the only guy that's watched like football documentaries or like this series Quarterback on Netflix that saw like Patrick Mahomes' coach, and I'm like, man, his coach, like, if push ever came to shove, he probably could go in and do a good, play a good half if he needed to, because he's, teaching Mahomes how to do it. And it's like, man, it just, again, it taught me. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Like, you can be an amazing teacher. It's like, I don't know how to do it, but I know what it is supposed to look like, and I can do it in slow motion. But in a game, I could never do it. But yet Mahomes, the greatest quarterback in our like league right now, is paying the guy that can do it in a game to teach him how to do it. It's interesting, man. It's really interesting. All right. So, we had a false start. Let's look at what the hell? Trae Young scored 2 fucking points. Stafford has 142 passing yards already. Play by play. Play-by-play. Second quarter started right. Darnold stepping up into the pocket, only gaining a yard. Man, Seattle's offense has just been bad now for 6 quarters. Going on 6 quarters. This is like something's going on. Okay. So, okay. Stafford had a 19-yard completion in the second quarter. Okay, so he's got 19 passing yards. Stafford has 19 passing yards. Come on, Darnold. Darnold, what are you doing? Why are you trying to take off and run? Stand in the fucking pocket and throw the ball. It's getting to that time. It's past the middle of December. Time for Sam Darnold to morph into the man we all know and love. I mean, look, Sam Darnold created that sack. He had a bunch of space. He could have ran up into the pocket and stopped again, and he trying to get the corner on a defensive end and ran right into him. Here's Kenneth Walker, 3rd and 15. And the crowd's not going to like that. You can't have a false start penalty at home. You just can't do that. Three and out. Again. So here we go. Seattle to punt. Gets it off clean. It's going to be returned from the 6. He's going to reverse field. Try to get the corner. He does. Got a blocker. Oh, gets tackled down at maybe the 35 or the 40. He only had the punter, but he kind of lost his feet there towards the end. Wow. The guy I'm playing is starting Raheed Shaheed. And Rashid Shaheed. And he's with the Seahawks. He's got no catches. This is crazy. Let me see where's the other game? Here it is. This is the other playoff game. This guy's got Kyron Williams. That's crazy. So I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to show you the 4 teams remaining for a $1,500 prize. All right. First off, these are the other 2 teams playing against each other right now. All right. He's got Jalen Hurts. Jacoby Brissett has been like top 3 somehow. So I think Jacoby Brissett against Atlanta, I mean, very close here. Dyke going against A.J. Brown. He's got the A.J. Brown to quarterback combo. DK Metcalf against Detroit, I think probably has a big game. Probably needs to. Bijan Robinson. Obviously a top 3 running back in fantasy, no matter what your rankings say. Kyron Williams. Jawan Johnson. Travis Etienne Jr. That's a solid flex. What did he have last week? points-wise, I bet he probably had like 30 points. Still, and then here's Jonathan Taylor, because I traded him, Jonathan Taylor. He gave me a chance. Here we go. Handoff on first down. And Kyron Williams picks up 9. No, that's Blake Corum. The Rams with a win have an 89% chance of the first seed. The Seahawks 52 with a win. So the Rams have much more to gain with a win than the Seahawks, but the Rams have much more. I'm sorry, but the Seahawks have much more to lose with a loss. Stafford 8 for 13, 142 yards. Stafford, I'm hoping he can get, or Darnold, I'm hoping he can get going. I'm hoping that offense can get it figured out. 1st and 10. Handoff again. And, man, the Rams are just saying, hey, we're just going to run the football until you can stop it. Man. 31 plays to Seattle 11. Here is a 5-yard throw. So 24 passing yards. Third down. This is when Seattle gets loud, and man, does not feel like Seattle's winning this game, but they are. And they're going to run it and give it up. That's an easy way to take the crowd out of the game. Do nothing on offense and give up a first down on 3rd and 2 by a run. What is this going to be? Death by 1,000 cuts tonight? Looks like Stafford changing the play at the line, probably taking a shot here, right? Nope, it's going to be a handoff again in another 9-yard gain. Jeez. The Rams have only thrown it one time on this 7-play drive. Second and 1, Stafford under center. Handoff again. And picks up 4. And the Rams just run after run after run. Finally, Stafford throwing it, and it's to Kyron Williams. Oh, that's why Trey Young doesn't have the point. They sat Trey Young. They've been sitting him this whole time. That's fucked up. First and goal from the 9.5. Here's a Kyron Williams carry all the way to the 3. Stafford on a MVP course right now. Throw, touchdown. Terrence Ferguson. Vontae Adams out there celebrating with his teammates. Wow. Hey, maybe the game will go to overtime and then Trey Young will play. Shit. That's wild. That I didn't know Trey Young. He went to Alabama, right? All right. I got both games now. That's Trey Young right there, right? What number is Trey Young? Dang. 1 minute left to go in the Hawks game. Hornets up 3 with the ball. 1 minute, 7 seconds. Damn, that's wild. That's wild. Let's see here. Where's NBA? Here we go. So let's see what Seattle can do. Charbonnet gets the handoff on first down. Oklahoma. Let's see. Oklahoma. The Lakers. We got the Warriors. Let's see. Here we go. My favorite thing to do with Golden State Warrior games is to bet on threes. Third down and 16. What are they doing? Wow. And Kenneth Walker picks up a first down on a run. No. The booing wasn't a mistake. No, fuck that call. Just because the Rams fucked up doesn't mean the Seahawks did the right thing. The announcers are trying to like jab at the fans saying, boo, oh no, good call. No. This is the third time we've seen the Seahawks on third down just be content with giving the ball to the Rams. At some point, you got to try to convert. You got to try to move the ball. That's ridiculous. They got lucky and they were able to convert, but Seahawks need to start being a little more aggressive. Oh, Trey Young went to Oklahoma. Okay. Thanks, Jinja. Announcers are annoying. I know. It was definitely like justified, the booing. The booing was justified. Let's see. Golden State playing the Phoenix Suns today. That's fun. What other game do we have? 2 rewards available. 50% profit boost for Alabama and Oklahoma. Let's see. We got 2 games starting at 9:10. Sacramento Kings and Trailblazers. Mary's fighting with Bo. He's punching her. He's doing it on purpose. He knows what he's doing. Cute little guy. All right. JSN, finally, welcome to the game. 1 target. He had 12 targets last time they played the Rams. 9 catches for 105 yards. Is his fucking arm broken? What the hell is going on? Throw the ball. Can they not throw the football? Let me see. Their last drive was 3 plays, and the drive before that was in the first quarter. So the first quarter, this drive started, yeah. So shotgun, scrambles, 1 yard, sacked. Kenneth Walker right in for 7 yards. So no passing. Sacked for 8 yards. Kenneth Walker up the middle for 17. Kenneth Walker up the middle. He has 0. Sam Darnold has 0 passing yards in the second quarter. Not a single passing yard. And they're going to run it again for a gain of 0. What is going on? The crowd's booing. The Rams are calling a timeout. They're like, well, shit, if you guys don't want to win, we want to win the number 1 seed, which is up on the table tonight. And you would think by the way the Seahawks are playing, they're the one with a wide receiver that's out tonight. Devontae Adams is missing for the Rams, and they're staying aggressive. They've gone for it on 4th down 4 times. Seattle, you got your quarterback with 5 passing attempts. What are you doing? Throw the damn ball. If he's been sacked twice on 2 dropbacks, he just doesn't want to throw the ball. Or he's injured. Or this is Sam Darnold's kryptonite. He's the best quarterback in the NFL September till December. Here we go. Darnold rolling right. Oh, he had somebody. He had somebody downfield. Is he scared to throw? That's one of my friend's sisters, that referee, the woman. He gets the December yips holding on the defense. What the hell, though? "51 seconds to stop being a pussy." Here we go. Here we go. Darnold looking to throw. Thank you. Oh my God, he fumbled the ball. That's a safety. That's a safety. No. He recovered the ball, established control, continued to roll, and then got touched in the end zone. That's a safety. How is nobody talking about this? Cooper Kupp just caused a safety for the Rams. No. That's a safety. Look at it. He recovered the ball on the 1 yard line. Cooper Kupp fumbled the ball. It got recovered on the 1 yard line. He rolled into the end zone and then got touched. That's a safety. It's a safety. How is it not a safety? Is there a rule that I'm unaware of? The announcers aren't talking about it. The refs aren't talking about it. No way. How are we not? Replay assist isn't calling it a touchback. Why? Why? They're not calling it a touchback because he recovered it outside the end zone. But where did he get touched? In the end zone. That's Seattle's end zone. What are we talking about here? A touchback? How would that be a touchback? No, the ball didn't. No, Oh my God. He recovered the ball outside the end zone. Are- are- Seattle's going to call timeout here. This is a fucking safety. Ginge, are you guys watching the game? What the fuck is going on? Throw it down there. How close to the goal line did the play start? Dude, he recovers this ball. He recovers this ball on the 1 yard line, but his body rolls into the end zone. And I can prove it because they're saying it's not a touchback because he recovered it outside the end zone. Well, he was touched down with his body fully in the end zone. So if it's not a touchback, it's a safety. There's only two options here, but none of them can be. All right, here we go. Stafford throwing it, taking a shot downfield, caught, incomplete. Drew Lock had a good field of view. I got to say it. I'm going to just talk to text. It's easier. How is it not a safety when the Rams player recovers the ball on the 1 yard line, then rolls into the end zone, and then gets touched by a Seahawk? I don't know why the announcers, the coaches, or the referees even brought this up. But if that wasn't a safety, it was inches from being one. 3rd down and 5, and they're going to lose yards. All right. So that's going to be the end of the first half. Okay. Okay. I looked up the rule and I got an answer. Ha ha ha, you Bob Lamied me. Caught. Incomplete. My bad. Oh my god. That the announcer that did that Vikings playoff game where he said it was caught, but it wasn't, and it was like a major playoff game? No, that was a field goal that I think they said he made, and they were celebrating, and then they found out he missed it. So this is what I posted. Now that I have the answer to my question, anyone wondering why that fumble recovery wasn't ruled a safety? A Rams player recovered the fumble at the 1-yard line, rolled into the end zone with momentum, and then got touched down by a Seahawk. The announcers, coaches, and referees didn't even bring it up. The answer, now that I have my rule book, this is a classic application of the NFL's momentum exception to the safety rule. Rule 11, Tac 5, Tac 1 exception. When a defensive player, here the Ram, recovers the fumble in the field of play near the goal line and their unstoppable momentum carries them into the end zone where the ball becomes dead in their possession, it's not a safety. So the fact that when he recovered that fumble, the momentum of his body carried him into the end zone, it's not seen or it's not considered a safety because of the momentum rule. It's still something though that the announcer should have brought up. I don't think that's like obvious, by any means. He gave me and my family about 400 heart attacks in 20 years from making the incorrect call, definitely, and then uh, re egging, and then what is that word? Re-engaging. Re-engaging. I know what you mean. He gave you a heart attack from calling it and then taking it back. Did you guys? Was that when you were watching games on TV, or was that like in the car on the radio? Like, what's his name again? Bob Lamey. First time either my dad or myself have heard of that momentum rule and the end zone. Well, I'm glad I was the person you heard it from. Now, just for fun, because it's halftime. Just for fun. Here are some of Bob Lamey's best calls.
Hustle culture is overrated.
But first, a commercial.
Start the Play Rebellion. USA Today Play, your new go-to spot for games, puzzles, quizzes, and more.
Manning out of the shotgun. The Colts have 3 timeouts left. Stokely and Wayne go left. Harrison comes right. Clark, the tight end, is right. Edgerrin James to the right of Manning. They're going to be blitzing from Peyton's left. Snap is to Peyton. Protection stays in. He throws to Stokely. Touchdown! That's the record breaker. He broke it to Stokely. That is 10 touchdowns for Stokely. It's 31-29.
Well, an absolutely beautiful throw to Stokely right out of the break. Caught it on the run, and number 49, and Dan Marino can take a step back. Peyton Manning's the leader.
The record they thought would never be broken has been broken. Brady out of the shotgun again. This crowd roaring. Takes the snap. Sets up. Throws one over the intercepted. Marlon Jackson. Marlon's got it. We're going to the Super Bowl. Marlon Jackson with the interception. He picked off Tom Brady. The Colts have it at the 40-yard line with 16 seconds to go. Bedlam down below. What a comeback. What an effort. And what a job by this crowd. This crowd has been great. The Colts are going to win it. 38-34. 16 seconds to go. The Colts are going to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1971. Marlon Jackson. What a play. Marlon still got the ball.
Bob, it's great to see the players. The players are jumping all around, way out of character. You see individuals excited that you normally don't.
I think maybe Freeney hit him when he threw it, but Marlon stepped in front and went down and covered up. And Peyton Manning jumped straight up off the bench. Manning will take the knee. He does. That's it. The game's over. Although the Patriots have a timeout, they're not going to use it. The Colts and the Bears in the Super Bowl. An incredible second half comeback. The Colts win 38-34. Do you believe it? The Colts are heading to the Super Bowl. Exercising demons everywhere after an awful first half. They come back in the second, and as we said at break time, they had to play almost a flawless second half, and they did. The Colts are going to the Super Bowl. Blue and white streamers everywhere. And the Patriots lose their first ever championship game. Takes the snap, drops to throw, sets up, throws one over the middle. It is caught by Gilmore. He takes it to the Colts 36, down to 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. No plays. The game's going to be over. 2-1. The Colts are world champions. World champions for the first time since 1971. The Colts have beaten the Bears 29-17, and the champions of the football world are the Indianapolis Colts.
Let's see. No, not YouTube TV.
Right now, we're
Why does it always go there? Controversial. Wait, is this because of his calls? Oh, man, I just wanted to see his calls. Let me try. Let's see. I looked up his best moments, not the most controversial.
Back to throw again is Andrew Luck. He throws to the sideline, picked off again.
Picked off again.
That's the second pick, and that's Hassan Abdullah who picked it off, and the Chiefs have the ball. The third turnover for the Colts, and they've got it at the Colts 18-yard line. On the inside give to Donald Brown. Donald's at the 5. Donald scores! Donald Brown on a 10-yard run. It's now 38-16, and the Colts with a chance to get within 21. That doesn't sound good, but believe me, it is, because there's still 27 minutes left to go in this game. Rolls out to the right side, gets a good block, stays in. Now the Colts got him from behind. That's Mathis. The Colts have the football. Somebody pick it up and run with it. It's out of bounds. Kelvin Shepard had it, but I think the ball initially belonged to Mathis.
Look, I'm Bob Lamy.
Snap is to Andrew Luck. Andrew throws it out to Donald Brown. Touchdown. Donald Brown followed the blocking in for a touchdown. Now it is 38-23. Second down and 10. The ball at the 12. Snap is to Luck again. Andrew throws back to the end zone. Touchdown. Kobe Fleener. Wide open, and all of a sudden, it's 41-30. Yep, this is the tale of two halves. The Colts just need to keep it going and don't give up anything else.
There we go.
He will give it to Donald Brown.
I'm officially Bob Lamy.
Luck picks it up, and Luck scores. Andrew picked up the fumble.
I just realized I should probably turn that off before I get in trouble. No problem. No problem. I vividly remember that Marlon Jackson interception. Isn't that the best? Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one, the only, undisputable, undeniable, crafty, that hat that you had on. Hello, Only Football Podcast. Who's the new face? My name is Bob Lamy. I spent a long time working with the Colts. I was actually the announcer for the Indianapolis Colts. I was born December 23rd. I was actually previously the voice of the Indiana Pacers, 1977 to 1984. And my real fans know that I was also the voice of two defunct hockey teams, the Indianapolis Racers of the WHA and the Indianapolis Checkers of the IHL, affectionately known as Hockey Bob, upon first arriving on the Indianapolis sports scene in the 1970s. I was also the sports director of the Colts radio station, WIBC. And most people even remember that from 1988 to 2000, I worked as a turn reporter on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway radio network. I provided play-by-play for the national telecast of the 100th Manon Bell Classic. Prior to coming to Indianapolis, I served for 5 years as the voice of the ABA's Carolina Cougars. I served as a sports director of WSOC TV in Charlotte, North Carolina, after the departure of Bill Mouth of the South, Curry. I also broadcasted the Charlotte Checkers in Eastern Hockey League from 1964 to 72. In 2018, I suddenly decided to retire. A report revealed that I used an uncensored slur while telling a story to a colleague that was black. I claimed that I was repeating a story told to him by Derek Daly, a race car driver who was promptly fired from his job with WISH TV. Daly disputes Lamey's story, which led to him filing a lawsuit against Lamey. In 2021, the charge of conspiracy to defraud against Lamey was dismissed, but he faces 5 counts of defamation. Tortoise interference of business relationships, and another count of punitive damages. So that was the end of my career. All of this amazing stuff, and all ended in August of 2018. A lot of people might not know this. I'm a diehard New York Yankees fan. Die-hard. I would have guessed Colts. It's amazing how some of these guys, man, they have these jobs, their dream jobs, and they're not even, true fans. We just assume they are. But then you see like, oh, this guy's a Yankees fan. This guy, hopped around the country. And by the way, touchdown Seahawks, the game's back on, and Kenneth Walker, 5 seconds in to the second half, breaks a massive run. And I believe the guy I'm playing has him on the bench. Do any of these guys? No. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong matchup. Shaheed, still without a catch. Man, I think I would start Brock Purdy against the Colts. No. What do you think? Josh Allen against Cleveland or Brock Purdy against the Colts? Damn, I knew having a newborn was stressful, but I didn't know it aged you like this fast. I'm not gonna lie. Crafty, you've earned yourself a... That was good. That was good. Why did you have to snitch, Bob? It didn't end well, LOL. Yo, Crafty, what's up? My bad. Play-by-play racing is incredibly hard to hear. They're making a left turn. They're making another left turn. They're making another left turn. I wonder what's going to happen next. Come back in 10 minutes. You won't miss a fucking thing. I actually had 3 7-foot shelves filled of NASCAR collectibles when I was a kid. I was a big Jeff Gordon fan. Big Jeff Gordon fan. Kyron Williams, gain of 1. Here we go. Wide open downfield. Xavier Smith. This Jacksonville Jaguars fan. This Jacksonville Jaguar fan's talking shit. This is hilarious. This is what I said. All I posted was a little video I made because in July this year I said the Super Bowl was going to be the Rams and Broncos, and the power rankings came out and it's the Rams and Broncos. So I made a little video saying that, I called this in July, and somebody, a Jacksonville fan, commented, "What happened last time the Broncos were the 1 seed and played the Jags in the playoffs, though?" Which was 1996. And the Jaguars upset the Broncos. I said, does it matter? How does that have any relevance, right, to this year in the first place? I said, does it matter? It led to John Elway deciding not to retire and winning back-to-back Super Bowls. How many have y'all won? Please remind me. Get fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked. Oh, my gosh. My dad was a huge Jeff Gordon guy. Brothers, number 24 on on the track, number 1 in your heart. Jeff freaking Gordon. He said he knew he liked you. Hell yeah. Mark Martin, then nothing because I grew out of it quickly. Okay. Flea flicker. Screen. Is that Cody Parkinson? Yes, it was. He's having a phenomenal 3-game stretch. It was such a great 3-game stretch that with the injury to Devontae Adams on Monday, I put in a waiver to pick him up because I didn't want somebody else to pick him up and then I have to go against him. I'm still starting Kyle Pitts, but he's on my bench. Stafford looking. He's going to run it. And third down coming up. Jags fan can suck it. Wrecked. Just know that victory was for both of us, to that Jags fan. That was where we were on the same page there. Gosh, it felt good too. That was like the perfect response. It doesn't have any relevance to the playoffs this year. B, it led to John Elway deciding not to retire, which in turn, we won 2 back-to-back championships. And it really became like a learning moment, a maturity moment. You could see how mature that team was. They win the Super Bowl against the Packers. And then it's like even that next year, they're 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, 10-0, 11-0, 12-0. And then the whole time, the media is talking about the perfect season. And, high snap, the field goal's good. There's a flag. A lot going on this Rams kick. False start, so they're going to kick again. But the whole time, like, the team was level-headed. They weren't thinking about, okay, like, they didn't, there was no, like, oh, this is a sleeper trap game. None of that. They ended up losing eventually to the Giants. And getting in, to the postseason as the 1 seed, and the rest, winning the Super Bowl against Atlanta. John Elway riding off into the sunset, announced his retirement right there. Did his official speech shortly after. I look at it like a graduation. We all graduate. Graduate from high school. Graduate from college. I'm just graduating from pro football. Just like that. Man, every time I watch that, I'm like, it's hard not to cry. Here it is. John Elway.
Well, I said, well, this must be okay.
So how did these 3 end up in this Vegas speakeasy with a story no one will believe?
It began with I said, it was you. He said, well, you know what? We figured it was a brand new car. And we figured it was somebody with. So I'm trying to bet on the under, but night. This is hard. There's an over/under in the locker room from what I heard last night on how many times I'm gonna cry. So I'm trying to bet on the under, but it's been great, and it was tough. It was a tough decision, but it wasn't. And I really don't look at it as retirement. I look at it as graduation. We all graduate from high school. We graduate from college. I'm just graduating from pro football. Any other questions?
Man. Christmas night. They have Mahomes. No, they don't. They have Travis Kelce and Bo Nix in the graphic. Of course, the injury sucks. But they had to put Travis Kelce in the graphic. I guess he's the next prolific Chief, deserving of the. Wow, that looks like crap. One target, no receptions. Here we go. Sam Darnold is going to pass it. Here we go. He throws it into the fucking ground. Whoa. What is that? JSN was wide open. Darnold steps into the pocket and throws it into the grass. Wow. Another false start on Seattle. At home. That's what derailed their last drive. How are you guys doing that at home? Here we go. 2nd and 15. Better not run it now. Darnold looking to pass. Firing. Caught. JSN. First down. Finally. JSN. Trips to the right. And they're going to run it with Charbonnet. Now let me see the play-by-play here. Shotgun. $17 yards. So they gave Sam Darnold 17 yards. And that was it. 17 yards. Here we go. Quick throw, interception. Pick six. There's no way. Pick six. Nope, Kenneth Walker. I don't know. He might have broke the plane. He might have broke the plane. Sam Darnold's not right, man. Yeah, so it was Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold had 15 passing yards in each quarter. And on the fumble, they gave him 17 yards. Touchdown, Blake Corum. Man, they got the crowd out of the game now. (23-14). It's a 2-possession game. Gonna need to get gonna need to get JSN going. Man, if Colby Parkinson and JSN both score a touchdown and JSN gets 40 more receiving yards, I win $756. Looking pretty good. We would need I had Blake Corum scoring a touchdown, Zach Charbonnet scoring a touchdown, JSN and Colby Parkinson. So JSN would need to score in the second half along with Colby Parkinson. And Parkinson needs 24 more receiving yards, and JSN needs 40. That's it. $756. Darnold is a shell of a dude. Darnold just can't help himself against this D. He can't help himself in December. If that's the D you're talking about, that's the D I'm talking about, December. Darnold on his way to being 0-4 in his last 4 meetings with the Rams. And 0-4 in his last meaningful game with the 1 seed on the line. Jim O'Brien of the Baltimore Colts watched the clock tick away. 25 seconds, 20, 15, 10. Finally, with 9 seconds remaining in the quarter, quarterback Earl Morrall called time. Baltimore and the Dallas Cowboys were tied 13-13. 79,204 spectators in the Miami Orange Bowl tensed for the ultimate moment in the game's final seconds. Morrill returned to the field after a conversation with Colts coach Don McCafferty. The Colts went into their huddle, then broke and moved to the line of scrimmage. Kneeling on one knee, Morrill called out the signals. Center Tom Goad snapped the ball. The quarterback placed it on the artificial turf. O'Brien swung his right leg. The ball went up, end over end. It curved towards the right goalpost, but then veered back towards the middle and went through. 5 seconds remained. Referee Norm raised his arms to indicate that O'Brien's 32-yard field goal attempt was good. Baltimore had won the Super Bowl. Here we go. Darnold. Oh my God. Almost threw another pick right off his fingertips. Darnold comes in clutch for other teams, but this D has him rattled. Watching this dude tonight makes me wonder how in the hell we let him get down the field in 50 seconds to kick a field goal. It's like once in a while, man, it works. You know, he really sees the field well. Good footwork. And big arm. And then at other times, he looks rattled. It's not like he doesn't have the talent. It does appear to be up here. When it does go bad, it's a mental thing. Here we go. Darnold looking to throw, rolling out to his right. Gonna throw it and overthrew it. Intended for Barner. Holding. That's gonna bring him back, but we did get the yards from JSN. 32 yards now. So we just need 28 more yards. Let's see if Colby Parkinson gets a touchdown. He's been finding the end zone. I think 3 of his last games he's gotten in. First and 20, 3 yards from midfield for Sam Darnold in a 2-possession game. He's going to hand it off to Kenneth Walker, and Kenneth Walker's going to pick up 1 yard. Sam Darnold, 121 passing yards. Ball snap. Darnold looking, rolling to his right. He's going to throw it, and he's going to reverse field. Kenneth Walker is going to lower shoulder, pick up 4. Definitely out of sync. Third and 14. They just crossed midfield. They've had a lot of these 3rd and longs today. 3 times it's been because of penalties. 2 false starts and a holding there. Darnold looking, firing, corner. not even close to Cooper Kupp, and he had Cooper Kupp open. Sam Darnold's just not being accurate. Rhythm, timing, ball placement. This is so here's a punt. I got to tell you, Seahawks fans are going to lose some confidence. They're going to lose some confidence if things don't change. Stafford and the Rams coming back out. Opportunity to put this game at 30-14. LeBron James has 14 points in the Lakers Utah Jazz game. JSN having 2 touchdowns is at plus 3,500. And if you add Blake Corum to have another one, it's plus 27,000. $1 to win 276. Let's say the Seahawks need to make a big comeback, and JSN has 2 touchdowns. Blake Corum gets 1 more on the goal line, 276. I'll put $1 on that. You just identified 3 of the main things that you need there, and he's not displaying any of the 3 apparently. I was negative years old for Super Bowl III, acting like that loss still haunts my dreams. Still not over that one yet. I didn't see that. That's hilarious. Remember when they debated whether him or Josh Rosen should be picked first? That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. Josh Rosen's fall off is going to be studied for years. Don't remind me of Super Bowl III, Crafty. Still not over that one. Here's a handoff. And it's going to be Kyron Williams who's going to pick up 7. And oh, here's the live stream comments. Young, maybe some guys you shouldn't hang out with. Jesus, these guys are a learning opportunity. People are so fragile. No, I don't think he considers it a mistake. There was nothing, nothing was even mentioned. Like, oh, we're being intentionally anti-Semitic or anything like that. I think he was just. Whenever you design a touchdown dance, like there's not always a meaning behind it. It's like when you're making a handshake and it's like, oh, did you know that back in the day, if you clapped 3 times and it means this, and it's like, okay, that I didn't mean that. Like this motion, which is apparently anti-Semitic, I thought it just like could mean like I'm the evil one, or like my palms are itchy because I'm up for a contract and it's time to get money. There's so many things, and they make it. No, it definitely was the worst of all the options. It's like I hate that in society we just jump to the worst. We never give the benefit of the doubt. We force people to apologize, even if they didn't do it intentionally, which I don't think deserves an apology. Like if he did that with a pure heart, not even knowing what this other thing is, why does he have to apologize for it? I'm sorry about how you feel about what I did. No, go see a therapist. If you're relying on me to make you feel better about something I did in with no ill intent, like that's on you. Maybe go somewhere else with your energy. Focus on something else. Stop micromanaging other people and how they live their lives and who they hang out with. It's so weird. Birdman hand rub is what I would call it. 2010's The Gradient thing. Kind of shitty the way they turned on Darnold after he didn't make the past 2 years. Stafford, Puka, this is going to be his touchdown unless he goes down. Oh, he's down 3 yards short. We were about to see the touchdown at the moment. At the moment the announcers were talking about it, we were about to see the controversial touchdown celebration. I don't think he's going to do it because of all of the, the uprising. But if he does do it, all hell is going to break loose. I mean, look how the world's reacting to him, practicing. Imagine if he does it on TV. Oh, man. Please do it. Puka hits the Jew hands after the game. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. That would be funny if he was like, no, I won't make that joke. It was going to be about not doing it because he doesn't want to lose money. It was like a money thing. I won't do it. That's the other thing, like stand-up comedians talking about being canceled. Like, comedy has to be offensive. Like, that's comedy's job, is to be like, this is something I absolutely shouldn't joke about. There's nothing funny about it at all. But we're going to joke about it because that's what comedy is. And if you don't like it, then you don't like that type of comedy. Don't watch that comedian. Don't demand that he loses his job. It's like, who are you? Who do you think you are? You don't have that much power. It's like, yeah, but collectively we do. I'm like, I'm just sad to know there's so many people like you out there. There's a group. People complaining about this, but imagine Puka goes up there and hits the 1930s German emote. I hope he does. I hope he does. Like, look straight into the camera and do the rubbing hands. That would be crazy. And Bob Laney called the black dude the N-word. What in the heck is wrong with that? Well, I wasn't there, but that's that. I think that one's different. No, dude, I 100% agree. Comedy should be the one space in which we can joke and laugh freely about anything and everything, even ourselves. Yeah, definitely. I felt strongly that way my whole life. Holy shit, Nick. He just goose steps to the bench. Kyron Williams, a yard short. Why are they not offering me a cash out option for both quarterbacks to have 15 passing yards in each quarter? Because that fumble was a 17-yard completion. That was a 17-yard completion. In the first drive of the game was the first drive of the game, Seattle had a 46-yard completion. And the fumble happened on a 17-yard completion to Cooper Kupp. So I get those 17 yards, and then the third quarter, play-by-play, we had JSN. Let's see. Third quarter. Shotgun, short middle, 7-yard completion. Kenneth Walker for 55 yards. And then on the next drive, shotgun for 7 yards, 14 yards. Kenneth right guard for a touchdown. And then, Sam Darnold for 20 yards. He had, each quarterback's had 15 yards passing. Oh, Puka Nacua. He didn't do it. Puka Nacua didn't do it. Puka Nacua decides not to do it. So now it's just Kyron Williams and JSN. All right, Sam Darnold. I need you, buddy. I got $51 there and $70 there. $130 if Sam Darnold has 15 yards passing in this quarter. In the fourth quarter, started with Matthew Stafford having, let's see, fourth quarter started, touchdown, a run, Stafford, his pass for 58 yards. That was the very end of the third quarter. So I still need Stafford to have 15 yards passing in this quarter. It's still a close enough game where the Rams would bring out their starters. I mean, it's a 2-possession game. They would need to score one more for it to be like Stafford's not going out. Look at the sidearm throw Oh my gosh, I was just kidding, and that was terrible. Okay, thank you. Happy to hear that, Ginger. I was like, oh, I'll call you later. I was like, how do I tell him this? Not now. No. Well, when I said, I wasn't there, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying that that's ever right, but I'm just saying like the way you say that can be very different. Like you can say it the way that the way they say it as a term of endearment, or it can be said like how white people said it, 80 years ago, or you know, we obviously know that that word has two completely different meanings, and I don't know which way it was used. You know what I mean? That's all I meant. Just to be clear about, I wasn't there. Stan Kroenke. This is it for the Seahawks, man. They got to do something on this drive. Puka has the opportunity to be a great troll with this whole thing. Puka quotes. Oh my god. There's so many different I'm not even gonna pretend to Mussolini. I'm not even gonna pretend Puka Nacua doesn't have like 25 different ways to troll if he wants to. We can't say it flat out. I don't know. I think it debatable. You can get a pass. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in person. There we go. JSN down to the 40. My favorite comedian had a pass. You can find his YouTube clips still up today. Ralphie May, who actually passed away from being obese. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thanks. She brought me pizza. All of a sudden, yeah, but look up Ralphie May's comedy. He's probably one of my all-time favorite comedians. Amazing, amazing comedian. Actually, somebody actually asked him in an interview, like, "Why do you say that?" And that he was like, "Oh, I don't mean it in a bad way, but, by not saying it, I give the word power." And he's like, yeah, he actually has a really good take on it. But look, that was in the early 2000s. Things have changed a lot in the last 20 years. Very true. Very true. I was given the pass by multiple. That's awesome. I always think that's like a compliment. Ralphie May's the one white dude that deserves. Somebody told me a while back Spencer Rattler with the baseball cap looks racist. I gotta look at it. I look like I look like I don't have hair when I wear a hat. Darnold, there we go. Kenneth Walker. So Seattle's not going away. First and goal. Come on. Get JSN. There we go. Oh, JSN caught it, but got tackled. Darnold just has to throw it away. So third and goal. This is massive. I disagree about 4-down territory. I disagree because they would still need 2 separate 2-point conversions. So if you get the field goal, it definitely helps. Oh my God. He just threw a pick. Sam Darnold just threw the ball directly to a Ram. Sam Darnold. This guy expects the Packers to beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl. Wow. This could be the year the Steelers win a playoff game, and then they're set to play Justin Herbert. Come on, throw the ball. Stafford looking to throw. Wow. Touchdown. So now he has 9 points. Shaheed. What? Ladies and gentlemen, it's an 8-point game. According to my sources, Shedeur Sanders has more public Pro Bowl votes than Bo Nix. Yeah, and Shedeur Sanders was just voted top 100 most influential people in the world. I'm like, what? Who's he influencing? Like, who's out there being like, when I grow up, I want to be like Shedeur Sanders? I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody still thinks of Shedeur Sanders as a kid. Okay. Well, the crowd's back into it now. Fully back into it. And momentum's a real thing, and it just shifted completely the other way. This is a whole new football game. They're going to throw it here on first down. Puka going to catch it for 3. Here we go. 2nd and 6. He's going to throw it. Stafford avoids a sack, but has to throw it. Mm. $111 is the decibels. 3rd and 7. Snap the ball. He didn't get it off, but they let him have it. Stafford rolling to his right. Firing. Caught. Let's see. McVay's asking him, did you catch that? Did you catch it? He just went up to the receiver. He's like holding his hand on the challenge flag going, did you catch it? Now they have to punt it. Rams now, back-to-back 3-and-outs. And now Seattle with 7 minutes. And look, I said on the last drive that it wasn't 4-down territory. And they came away from that drive with no points. And they're down 8 with 7 minutes to go. Imagine that. What's comforting about this, if you're a Seahawks fan, is that there's enough time where if you score a touchdown and you don't get the 2-point conversion, you still have time to get the ball back and kick a game-winning field goal. Seattle, 0-172 all-time when trailing by 15-plus points in the fourth quarter. Wow. I thought Russell Wilson had miracles here. I guess not. Wow, Shaheed with a huge run all the way to the... It's holding. Oh my gosh, it's offsides on the fucking Rams. $31-yard pickup. I'm playing this motherfucker. Here we go. Fakes the handoff. Darnold rolling, looking, firing downfield. Touchdown! A.J. Barner. Wow. And Sam Darnold. Wow. Whew. And I just won $65. And there's plenty of football left to be played. Incomplete. Incomplete 2-point conversion. And AJ Barner. AJ Barner now, 44 receiving yards. We got a lot of football left. Now, if the Rams score a touchdown, they're going to go for 2 to make it a 7-point game. Oh my gosh. This 2-point conversion might be good. This is a backwards pass from Darnold, which means this recovery in the end zone by Seattle is a 2-point conversion. Charbonnet luckily just picked up the ball to give it to the ref, which would complete the 2-point conversion. You think you've seen it all. Wow. This is crazy. Was that touchdown one you needed for that big one? No, that's JSN and Cody Parkinson for the Rams. It's backwards. This is going to be a 2-point conversion. This is crazy. He throws the ball backwards on the 4-yard line. It hits Jared Verse in the helmet, bounces up into the air, and rolls. Everyone assumes it's incomplete. And then Charbonnet just picks the ball up to give it to the ref. That's a successful 2-point conversion the minute he picks up the ball because it's a fumble. It's a live ball. This will go down as the craziest 2-point conversion of all time. There's so many fans there that didn't know what was going on until just now. Luckily, Charbonnet ran over and picked the ball up just in case. If nobody would have picked it up, the ball would have been ruled dead and it would have been no good. Wow. They had a 3% chance of winning this game. And now this game is 30-30, and this crowd is absolutely going insane right now. You can feel the energy through the TV. This is the full Seattle effect. This is the real experience right here. If you wanted to show somebody what Seattle home games are like, meaningful games, This is when you turn the TV on and show them. This is awesome. Wow. After that last interception, I was wondering if some fans were going to leave. Stafford throwing. Oh my gosh. Parkinson dropped it off his fingers. Parkinson's got to catch that ball. Look at this throw. Big third down here, 3rd and 8. Tipped ball goes to Puka, and Puka can't pick up the first. Fourth and 3. Third straight 3 and out. Here we go, 451. Fair catch for the Seahawks. And now they have a chance to go win this thing. I've seen everything but a Raiders playoff game. And you never will. Yes. I got the crowd. Come on. Spinning wheel. Stop spinning. There we go. Once again, current playoff picture in the AFC. Miami now eliminated after losing to the Steelers on Monday night. Man, and Puka Nacua, he did everything he could to get that first down on 3rd and 10. Crowd in full effect. Darnold, incomplete for JSN. Here we go. Stafford went to the blue tent. So now they have a major third down. There's no way. There's no way Stafford's not coming back into this game. Jimmy Garoppolo is the backup. This is a huge third down. JSN's not going to get it. Stafford's putting his helmet on. Three straight 3-and-outs. This is, if you're going to win MVP, these are the games you got to win on the road. This is going to be fair caught at the 18. Here we go. Stafford. Throw. Oh, batted down. What is going on? Let me see. Whew, I'm back. Prime. Live. Watch. Live. See what haunting? Unnecessary roughness on the defense. Hit on a defenseless receiver. Oh, nice. That was a good throw, too. All right. Here we go. Kyron Williams. That's a That's a nice run. Ooh, that could be a drive killer. Here we go. 1st and 20. Caught. Parkinson. The Rams have 2. Seattle has 2. We have the 2-minute warning. Here we go. And they're going to hand it off and pick up. Okay, so they're forcing Seattle to use their timeouts. So that way, if they convert on this 3rd down, they can kick a game-winning field goal. I don't know, man. This game feels like overtime. I know it's hard to see how they could go to overtime right now. Here we go. 47-yard field goal from here. 3rd and 8. Stafford throwing. Nobody open. His receiver's not on the same page. Not on the same page with his receiver. Man, if you go for it and get it, you could win the game. But instead, you're going to kick a field goal. I'm just saying, 4th and 8 for the win. Field goal is good. No! He missed it. It looked perfectly fine. The kick looked good. Wow. So now the Rams defense needs to step up to win this game. Sam Bradford. There you go. Like, dude, Sam Darnold's been gone for a while. Here we go. Charbonnet. They're going to run it. Two-minute warning. What a freaking imagine too that 2-point conversion. Imagine that 2-point conversion that somehow gave the Seahawks the tying. Why does it say 28-30? The score bug is messed up on FanDuel. Someone should tell FanDuel it's 30-30. Darnold looking to pass. Sack. Here we go. 3rd and 17. 1 timeout remaining for each team. And this is huge. Darnold looking. He's going to bat it down. Bat it down. And don't forget, Sam Darnold didn't do anything besides hit a wide open tight end that was wide open and score a 2-point conversion. Like if it were up to Sam Darnold, they would still be down massively. And yet he has an opportunity to make everybody forget about, all the first 3 quarters. And instead, he goes out there, loses 7 yards, and punts it in 3 plays. So now the Rams, with 142, have plenty of time, and they only need maybe about 60 yards to have an easy field goal. 2 squandered chances. I've now learned FanDuel would do what they can. Here we go. 1st and 10. Stafford gets it away, incomplete. Second and 10. Stafford going deep. Caught. Puka Nakua. Puka Nakua going against Witherspoon. Stafford, incomplete. Wow. Looks like Puka's Looked like he was crying. $50 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime. Stafford looking. Caught. That's caught. It's also interesting psychologically, this kicker for the Rams just missed the go-ahead field goal less than a minute ago in game time. Now they're going to ask him to go back out there. I don't think you want this to be a 50 or 40-yard field goal. I think if I'm the coach for the Rams, I want this to be 35 yards or less. Crowd is about to get as loud as they possibly can. Here we go. A minute and 2 seconds back on the clock. On the game clock. Nakua back in the game in the slot. Stafford looking. Incomplete. $16 yards. 2nd and 10. Stafford in shotgun. Ball snap. Quick throw. And it's dropped again. Parkinson. 2 drops today. And these are 2 big drops. These are 2 big drops. Here we go. 3rd down. Ball snap. Stafford. Incomplete. Now what do you do? Do you even try the field goal? They're going to. They're going to punt it. They're going to play field position. I said this had an overtime feel. This should be a directional punt. I wouldn't even risk the chance of this being returnable. All right. Fair catch at the 15-yard line. Wow. Darnold. 2 squandered chances. Well, he's going to get a third and maybe even a fourth or a fifth. Here we go. First down. Darnold, ball, snap, quick throw over the middle. Charbonnet picks up 11 or 12. We just saw Seattle's kicker against the Colts last week kick a 61-yard field goal to take the lead at the very end of the game. So we know he has leg. We know he has the leg. Here we go. 29 seconds to go. Sam Darnold in shotgun, ball snap. Darnold looking, taking a sack. Down. And they have no timeouts. And we're going to overtime. The Rams will not call their final timeout because Seattle would just take a knee. Well, actually, if they would have called their timeout, it would have forced them to, they could have taken a knee on third down. That's the end of the fourth quarter. All right. So these two teams, both 11-3, will require an overtime period to settle. Here we go. Here comes Stafford greeting JSN. I could see this game ending in a tie. It's tails. Seattle won the coin toss. And with the new overtime rules, a touchdown not winning the game, you're seeing everybody defer. I know you guys probably already know the overtime rules have changed. And you're with the you're with the program here. But I'm a good friend and I'm going to do you a solid anyway. All right. Bruh. Yeah. This game has been absolutely insane. And the kick is off, and it is going to be returned from the 7 to the 20 to the 30 to the 40, staying on his feet all the way to midfield, but there's a flag. I started thinking that this bruh comment was because the Rams take the kick back and score. Or maybe it was because there was a holding penalty. What difference does it make if he says defer or Nakua caught? I got to hear this one more time. He said they can't defer. I heard this. It's like you can either kick or receive. Kick or receive. That's what he means by defer, kick. Why is that such a big deal? This is going to be thrown across the field to Blake Corum. Yeah, I mean, they're making a big deal about him saying we want to defer. And he's saying you can't defer in the overtime period. You can either kick or receive. But these guys are saying defer, which mean kick. But I've heard people talk about there's a loophole. I don't know what the loophole is. But apparently it's something that's going to be settled after this season. Stafford under pressure, firing. Oh, over the head. Ferguson was down there wide open, but he threw it over his head. Dude, you are a good friend. You care about other people, and that is the true markings of a good friend. Thanks, Ginger. I appreciate that, buddy. Definitely miss Bill. Same here, brother. Seattle, shirtless. And if they win this game, they will, along with Tom Hanks, be sleepless in Seattle. Stafford going deep downfield. Interception. No, he dropped it. He dropped it. Intercepted the ball, but when his back hit the ground, because he had to go airborne to catch it, when his back hit the ground, he dropped the ball. And it was offsides on the defense, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Wow. Ernest Jones for the Seahawks. And man, to go back to Stafford and missing Ferguson, that would have put the ball on the Seattle's 25, 20, maybe a touchdown. I mean, that was a massive missed throw by Stafford. Stafford under center, 1st and 10 after the penalty, and it's going to be a 3 to 4 yard gain if Corum will go down. He was really hard to bring down. Seattle, Nick Iamori, the jack of all trades for the defense, is out with a concussion. You're being evaluated for a concussion. So you got a lot of guys banged up on the defense, and they need to step up. 2nd and 6, Stafford shotgun, throwing it middle of the field. It's intercepted. It's intercepted because Blake Corum dropped the ball. Blake Corum drops the football right in his hands, and it is Seattle's ball at midfield until it gets reviewed. Of course, it's a turnover. All turnovers are initiated by the, let's see. I don't know if that's going to stand, but if we don't get a different angle, here's a better angle. Here it is, point of the ball under his chest. The ball hits the ground. That's going to be incomplete. I don't know. Like, I think that's a catch, but they're going to call it incomplete. You know, when we slow things down in these micro frames, the ball makes these micro movements, and I think a lot of times these things get overruled. I mean, damn, if that's not a catch, then you know what I mean? But it is the way it is, and this is going to get reversed, I think. Blake Corum. And let me show you a picture. So now it's 3rd and 6 for the Rams. That was massive. That was a massive call right there. And here's a here is the shot of the drop. Since I can't show the the whole play or the game. You can see the ball hitting the ground right there. 3rd and 6. Free rusher coming, and it's caught. Stafford hangs in the pocket. Wait, so we got do we have 2 flags? Maybe offsetting? Stafford, there was a offsides on the defense. Penalties declined. 1st down. Dude, Puka Nacua and Matthew Stafford just took a major hit. And every time they zoom in on Puka's face, he looks like he's on the verge of tears. I think his knee's hurting. Puka Nacua is a little banged up. Stafford is going to hand it off. Stafford or McVay really wanted a timeout. Not sure why. Here we go. 2nd and 6. Stafford under center. Fakes the handoff. Looking deep. Firing. Caught. Puka Nacua to the 10, to the 5, all the way. Touchdown, Rams. 41-yard touchdown. And Puka Nacua gets in the end zone. And Puka Nacua has 225 receiving yards. Wow. $51. 12. Look at this. The Seahawks are plus 560 to win. I'm going to. I put 5 on it because here's the thing. If Seattle drives down and scores, they're going for 2. And that's, a 50-50 thing. Going for 2 is a 50-50 thing. So plus 560. I wonder if I could do 560 and the touchdown scorer. Let me see. Same game. Seahawks 13th try player to catch the ball. Cooper Kupp, A.J. Brown, Shaheed. We're going to go JSN with 2 catches and Kupp with a catch, along with A.J. Barner parlayed with Seattle winning the game. So we got Cooper Kupp, JSN 2 catches, A.J. Barner to catch the ball, Seahawks to win. $2 to win 105. Here we go. Stat under center, they're going to run it. And Kenneth Walker is going to try to get the edge. And going to get 3, maybe 4. Now, it's interesting with both teams being this late in the season, would Seattle and this is when you need your analytics guy in your ear, like, would it be in our best interest to tie the game? Or does a win, make a bigger difference than a loss hurts us, if that makes sense? JSN caught that. Caught. What do they, what's better for Seattle, a tie or a win? How bad does a loss hurt us? Do we need the win over the Rams so that we're, split the series? Who do the Rams play the remaining games? I think they play the Cardinals, and then they play I think it's the Cardinals week 18. Here's Darnold throwing it away. I think they have a very easy schedule. I think it's like I think it's an easy team. I was so determined to score, though, because my squad hasn't scored in like 2 years. LOL. We were poop. Cashed me head trauma, no doubt. Oh, the only guy in my team that ran the ball. I got effed up. I can vividly remember one time running, looking at the pylon, my head down to me. Probably a concussion. Wow, late flag. I was at the 5 and misjudged my shit. Wow. Grab JSN's arm. He would have had his second catch on this drive. Not worried. If Seattle's going to score and win this game, he's going to have another catch. Good call by the official, right on top of it. Did you miss the part where JSN had to beg for 7 seconds before the flag was thrown? These guys just like blow these NFL. Whoever works for the NFL gets a blow job. Kenneth Walker just went air job. Air job. Air blown. Airborne. Oh my gosh. Wow. I was like, man. All right. Sam Darnold has a chance to win the game. Let's see if he can do it. Don't blow it. All right, Darnold, shotgun, ball snap, looking, taking a shot downfield. Cup got it. No, I think he dragged that foot. Caught! It's ruled a catch. It's ruled a catch. I thought he dragged it. Yep. Cooper Kupp just made the catch of the game. That's a false start. What are you doing? That was half the offense just started running before the ball was snapped. Refs know they won't leave alive if they throw a flag there. Here we go. 2nd and 8. Play fake. Rolling. Caught. Yes, that's Barner. So now I just need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to win $102. I put $2 on it. Okay, so that's the answer. If the Rams and Seahawks tie, the Rams still have the advantage. 3rd and 3. They're going to hand it off. And Charbonnet brings it down to the 3. But here's the thing. There's 3 minutes left, and they have 2 timeouts. So there is a world where they could get the ball back and kick a field goal. So now the Rams are going to call a timeout. It doesn't matter. If your plan was to score a touchdown and go for 2 for the win, then time doesn't matter right now. If your plan was to kick the extra point and try to get the ball back, the Rams calling that timeout helps the Seahawks. So there is no scenario where the crowd should be booing. I heard blowjob, air job, and hair blown, and I'm all for wieners being blown. Fakes the handoff. Darnold looking. Caught! JSN touchdown! JSN. This is it. They're going for 2. This is it. This is the game. This is the game. Okay, now the Rams are calling another timeout. Oof. This is a $105 2-point conversion. Plus $33, so 100 and I'm all in. Let's go. 100. Come on. Darnold in shotgun. Now Seattle's going to call timeout. I thought that was a penalty. I thought it was a penalty to call timeout after a penalty. Is that not a penalty? Everything, the NFC, the road to the Super Bowl, everything comes down to one play. Think of all of the plays that led to this moment. Three receivers. Motion. Darnold looking. Touchdown. Seahawks win. Seattle wins the game in an instant classic. A game that will go down as one of the all-time great Seahawk games in Seattle history. This game may not be topped for years to come. From the 2-point conversion that was recovered in the end zone to Raheem Shaheed returning a punt to the end zone after Sam Darnold threw an interception with like 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, down 16 points. The game was over. But look, notice something. Look at the crowd. Did anyone leave? They had a 5% chance of winning, and it's a packed stadium. And that's why they call themselves the 12s. They don't leave. They don't walk out. They stay, and they get to reap the fruit of being dedicated. Once in a while, you get a game like this as a fan, and it reminds you why you love this game so much. This is that game. 2-point conversion. You saw a moment right before Seattle took the field between Puka Nacua and Matthew Stafford. And I can tell you what Stafford said to him. He said, hey, no matter what happens on this play, you had a hell of a game, dude. Hell of a game. And he did. I mean, Puka Nacua had like 250 yards receiving. I mean, multiple touchdowns, the overtime touchdown. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, is there somebody that has ever been as valuable for fantasy football at the receiver position? Maybe Jamar Chase when he has Joe Burrow. But this is just uncharted. This year, he's really just in his own league. Nothing comes close. So Seattle gets the win over the Rams, 38-37. And the biggest winner tonight may have been the 49ers. They can win their division if they beat Seattle in 2 weeks now. And let's take a look. Man. Let's see. Playoff machine. And present. Biggest win of Darnold's career by far. And Seattle winning this game. Let's see, if they lost this game, they would have been 12-3. Wait, so LA is 11-4. Seattle is 12-3. Yeah, no matter what I do, I can't change the record. That means that they fixed it. Okay. So Seattle's currently the number 1 seed. The winner of the 49ers game, because 49ers have an important one. They're playing, or not the 49ers. I was thinking of the Detroit Lions and Steelers. So 49ers win, and Rams we don't need to talk about. They just lost. So then you come here, and at home on Sunday Night Football against the Bears, if they beat the Bears, they're the 5 seed. If they lose to the Bears, they're the 6 seed. Winning this game would, let's see what happens to the Rams. I think the Rams beat the Falcons, but the Falcons are known to be weird on Monday night at home. Check schedule. Bills game. Remember that one? 21-14 or something. All right, so the Rams get the win. Nothing funky here. The 49ers get the win, and Seattle playing the Panthers on the road. It's a tough one, but let's say Seattle wins. I think that's going to be tough. I think that's the hardest game. And then week 18, the 49ers beat Seattle at home in what will be the next biggest game of Sam Darnold's career. And then the Rams beat the Cardinals at home. That would put San Francisco as the 1 seed. The 5th seed would become the Rams. The 6th seed becomes Seattle. And let's see, the Bears, if they lose to Green Bay, they lose to the 49ers next week. In week 18, the Bears lose to Detroit. Let's say they lose to Detroit. It's crazy. They're the 2 seed currently. Okay, that's just because I didn't do anyone else. So if the 49ers win out and the Bears lose, where's the Bears? Lose, and then lose to the Lions. The Bears, this is interesting. All right, so week 16, we have the Lions beating the Steelers. We have the Lions beating the Vikings, and then the Lions beating the Bears. So the Lions would become the 6th seed. Now, let's say the Bears won one of their remaining 3 games. Let's say they beat the Packers this week. The Bears become the 7th seed. Green Bay, let's say they beat the Ravens and beat the Vikings. And week 16, they lose to the Bears, but beat the Ravens and Vikings. Green Bay would be the number 2 seed in the NFL if they win 2 of their remaining 3. And that's with the Bears. That's with the Bears winning this week. If the Bears win this week, but they lose to the 49ers and Lions, who will be playing for the playoffs, this game turns into a postseason game because, look, the Bears win and the Bears are in. And not only that, but the Bears and Packers play in the first round. And all I did was have the Rams win their games against the Cardinals and against the Falcons. Nothing weird there. I had the 49ers win their remaining games. Hardest one probably being Seattle, week 18, and then against the Bears on Sunday night, but they're at home for both of them. Big deal. And for Seattle, I had the Seahawks. Well, they lose to the 49ers, so that's two birds, one stone. And then week 17, Seattle, I had them beating the Panthers. I did nothing weird to create this scenario. But Green Bay, if they win 2 of their remaining 3 games, let's see, now that says they're a 7 seed. Green Bay beating Minnesota, Green Bay beating the Ravens. But if Green Bay beats the Bears, Green Bay becomes the 2 seed. And then what happened to the Lions? Lions would be in if they win that game. Okay, that's how the Packers got that, because I switched the Lions-Bears game to a Bears win when I was showing you something. But I think the Lions win that one. And then if the Bears win this weekend, it still doesn't matter if they lose to the Lions week 18 if the Lions beat the Steelers and the Vikings. So in one scenario, it seems like it's hard for the Bears to not miss the playoffs. I mean, the Lions could lose their next 2 games and the Bears could win their next 2 games. And the Lions still wouldn't be able to get in unless they beat the Bears week 18. I remember. Let me clear this and show you. But real quick, that's how easy it is for the Bears to miss the postseason. The Bears beating the Packers this week. The Lions beat the Steelers. Lions beat the Vikings. Bears lose to the Niners. And then the Lions beat the Bears week 18. The Lions are the 7th seed. The Bears are out. The Lions are playing Green Bay. Seattle's playing Philly. The Rams at 13-4 are playing Tampa Bay. And the 49ers are getting the 1 seed. And what I was saying about, on one hand, it's so hard to see the Bears out of the playoffs because, look, if I had the Bears win or lose week 16, lose week 17, and I had the Lions win, so the Lions win their next 2, the Bears lose their next 2, the Lions would still need to win this game to get in. Otherwise, the Bears are in. So it's weird how, like, when I do it that way, it looks like, damn, it's going to be really hard for the Lions to get in. But the first way I did it, like, I had the Bears winning this game, and I had the Lions winning their remaining 3 because I think the 49ers beat the Bears Sunday night, and then that's it. Even with the Bears winning. No, see, when I do it that way, all of a sudden now the Bears are in because these other games affected it. And I'm not sure which one is affecting it. I only did the NFC West. I had the 49ers beating the Colts. Seattle, just 1. That's the Rams. That's the 49ers, week 17. We had the Rams beating the Falcons. We had the Seahawks beating the Panthers. And the 49ers beating the Bears. And then week 18, the Rams beat the Cardinals. And the 49ers beat the Seahawks. And now Chicago's the 2 seed and the Lions are out. But if the Lions win this game, oh, okay. But if the Bears were to, yeah, look, the Bears could lose their next 2, and the Lions win their next 2, and the Bears would still be the 7th seed unless the Lions win. Let me make sure I'm not missing something. Green Bay beat Baltimore, and Green Bay beating the Vikings. Yeah. So, man, this is crazy. Now let's see if the Bears lose and the Lions yeah, it's like either way, the Lions have to beat the Bears week 18 to get the 7 seed, and the Bears Lions game week 18. I can't see a scenario where that's not for the 7 seed. I think the 49ers winning out is very realistic. They have to play the Seahawks and 49ers, which is difficult, but again, both of those games being in San Francisco makes it a lot easier. The only game not in San Fran is against the Colts and Philip Rivers, and I don't know if the Colts have what it takes to take them down. And then a lot of the other like the Rams I had winning their remaining games because it's the Cardinals and Falcons. So I don't see that changing. The Rams are going to be the 5 seed potentially, and Seattle. I mean, if they lose to the Panthers, they're still the 5 seed. Like nothing changes if the Seahawks win or lose because they would need the 49ers to lose to the Bears, and then the Rams would go back to the 1 seed. And that's, I guess, the main thing is that the 49ers now control their own destiny. And that is just a great place to be. And it does seem like the 49ers with Brock Purdy, like Brock Purdy has been going through injuries all year, but it feels like he just played his best game of the year last week. And if that's the Brock Purdy that we're going to get from now on, we're going to see the 49ers make a run at the whole enchilada. I'm talking the Super Bowl. And this is the year where it's wide open. I think this is a year where if you're a Detroit Lions fan, you're like, we got to get it this year. This is the year we got to do it. If you're the Packers, you're like, if not now, when? All of our quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl when they're 27. Ours is 27. Like, there's no juggernaut in our way. Like I said, the Micah Parsons thing's big, but when you're top 5 in rushing defense, passing defense, and total yards, losing Micah Parsons doesn't make you a 31st, 30th. It takes you down to about 15, 12 to 15. Jordan Love is going to is Jordan Love good enough to win a Super Bowl with a 12th ranked rushing defense, passing defense? Well, if he's not, you shouldn't have paid him. So the Packers obviously think he is. That's a good enough defense, even without Micah, to make a run at a Super Bowl. If you're the Seahawks, you just beat the team that everyone thinks is going to the Super Bowl. So, of course, things are looking very sure for you. For the Eagles, you just won the Super Bowl. Your fans are going to automatically think that because you just went to a Super Bowl, like if the game's in Philly, like the first one will be, you can beat anybody. Meek Mill's going to be playing, the whole thing. And then the Rams, it's like, yeah, they're the favorite. There's only one team that's like, well, that would be crazy. And it's like the Panthers or Tampa Bay. Now, I had Panthers winning their division before the season started. I didn't have them going to the Super Bowl. But I think that's the only team in the NFC right now that you're like, whoa, that would be crazy, right? And now, would Carolina even be in the postseason? Well, it depends. Is Carolina going to beat Tampa Bay this weekend? Let's say Tampa Bay gets the win this weekend, but Carolina beats Seattle next weekend at home, and Tampa Bay beats the Dolphins, and then Tampa Bay after that plays the Panthers again. Let's say Carolina wins that one. Carolina would get in. Tampa Bay wins this week. Carolina wins week 18. So the only thing in the middle is Carolina playing the Seattle Seahawks, Tampa Bay playing the Dolphins. Now, if the Dolphins lose that game, yes, all of a sudden the Carolina Panthers are in. But they just moved off, Tua to Ewers. The Bucks aren't losing to the Dolphins here, and there's a good chance Carolina's not beating the Seattle Seahawks. So what does it come down to? Well, if you're going to have Seattle winning this game and you're going to have Tampa Bay beating the Dolphins, there's one path and one path only, and that is if the Carolina Panthers are able to sweep Tampa Bay, beating them in 2 of the next 3 games. If Carolina falls this week to Tampa, it's over. Tampa Bay wins this one, and even if Carolina won this one, Tampa won Week 18 against the Dolphins, and then Carolina got the win on the rematch. Tampa's in the postseason. It doesn't matter. They might as well rest their starters for this game. There's one path. And Carolina has to do it. They have to sweep Tampa Bay. And then Seattle can win Week 17. Shit, Seattle, honestly, if Carolina wins this week, I would be a really quirky head coach. You know what I would do as head coach? If I beat Tampa this week, I would rest my starters in the Seahawks game. I wouldn't play any of my starters. I would do Seattle a favor, I guess, but it wouldn't matter unless San Francisco loses either. Seattle's pretty much locked in unless the Rams lose to the Falcons or Cardinals. Press X to doubt. So with the playoff picture being this clear, it's why would I play my starters Week 17? There's no upside. If I win against Tampa Week 16, I'm resting my starters until Week 18. And we're going to go out there and play our first playoff game because this game becomes a playoff game. This game is irrelevant unless Tampa loses to the Dolphins. And in which case, the Rams or the Panthers winning against Seattle would get them in. But luckily, the Panthers should already know the results from the Tampa game before they play. Unless they're by a miracle, the Dolphins beat Tampa Bay, there's no reason to play starters in this game. But this is your playoff picture right here. It's either the Tampa Bay Bucks or the Carolina Panthers. This 1 seed, the 7, the 2, all of that is TBD. But if you're asking me to give you my honest opinion, I don't think that the Bears match up good with the Lions. We saw the game earlier this year. It was 52-8. I know they're a different team now, but you're telling me that the Lions with the season on the line are losing? I just don't know if I trust them that much. But that's it. I mean, you're going to have the Packers. You're going to have either the Lions or the Bears. You have the 3 teams in the NFC West. You have the Eagles, and then the winner of the NFC South, which is either the Bucks or the Panthers. It's pretty clear at this point. And then Seattle, yeah, definitely a much tougher schedule. I mean, they have to play the Panthers and 49ers, so that's a pretty tough stretch. The whole feeling I got from this game was, is anyone going to just lose? Yeah, it was who's gonna win this one? Shit product other than 4% of the game. Don't blame them. Shit product 4%. Seattle fans were booing and leaving the fourth. Oh, don't blame them. Yeah. No, Sam Darnold, man. I mean, he had 5 pass attempts in the first half. It was a very weird game, and it did feel like in the first half, if you're a Seattle fan, it's what are we doing? Do we even want to win? Why are we even here if we're not going to stop running the ball on 3rd and 12? We saw 3 times in a row. Seattle just waved the white flag on 3rd and long. It's what happened to this is the quarterback that is the best deep ball thrower in the NFL, which he is. It's not like I'm saying it in a condescending way. Like, no. Sam Darnold is the best deep ball thrower this year and last year. And yet, every time it's 3rd and long, Seattle's waving a white flag and okay with punting. I didn't understand what was happening. And I don't think it's a formula for success. The only reason they got away with it today is because Shaheed returned a punt. And he better get the game ball, because if it weren't for his ass, the Rams would have won in regulation, and we all know it. But this was an incredible game. Thank you guys for being here, streaming this one with me. I will be back. We got football Saturday. We got Packers and Bears. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's going to be freaking awesome. And we have the Eagles and Commanders. So a lot of football. Remember, this is when the weeks get weird. It seems like we have a game every 3 days from now until January 1st. So buckle up, get ready. It's going to be a lot of streaming. Thanks, Crafty, Nick, Ginger. If you guys were in here, PP69, you guys are awesome. Everybody that was watching on X, thank you guys for being here. And I will be going live tomorrow to give predictions on what's to come, along with NFL news and fantasy football advice. But thank you guys for watching. As always, this one is for the one and only Bill Hartman. I'll see you guys next time. See ya!